All right, here we go again. So I'll just start with this. I told you for years what they were doing to me was essentially making me a second class citizen, but that minimizes it because I'm like an 80th class citizen. Right. And that's what they did to ICE. The exact same thing. And I've told you for years, if you don't stop it, it's going to get you. It's going to grow. It's going to get bigger. Right. I know FBI told you it wasn't happening, but everybody knew it was. I'm not going to lie about that one. Right. Thanks, Larry. So essentially, they're maintaining a position. That position is the city police department. You don't maintain, even though you're law enforcement, you don't maintain a city police department position. You can't write traffic citations. You can't write noise complaints. Again, I wish Miss Good was at home and never came out. Maybe her wife originally did, but now she's a millionaire, may feel a little better. I'm not saying she's a money grubber, but at least it made it a little better. Right. But the way we handle that, the way the United States is structured, city police would write her noise citations and would write her a traffic citations. She was straddling. It's like she's a cop. She's sitting there like she's the cop across two lanes, beeping her horn. Like, a cop puts the siren on. It's a role reversal. Again, another thing I warned you about. So she'd be looking, you just walk up there and say, look, you either move on or I'm going to write you a citation. You want to be nice. You doesn't stop. You write the citation. She could throw them on the ground. She'd probably get tackled and handcuffed and roughed up a little bit and thrown in the back of a paddy wagon. But let's say you didn't do that. And you wrote her those tickets and they're worth what? About $700, $1,000. She's going to leave. She can't afford $1,000. Especially if he comes out the second day and you do it again. Again, you'd take her in on the second day. So again, the way ICE law is federal law. ICE officers are citizens of the United States that are owed protection from city police departments. It is quite possibly a criminal charge of deprivation of rights under color of law. Possibly protected activity also. So again, you're on the hook for a lawsuit. You can't. You're not allowed. It's the same thing as allowing some heroin dealer, and you might do this. This might be where it came from, but allowing some heroin dealer to take over a community and strong arm people. Same thing. There's no the court does not find that different. Now, a jury might. But again, you probably should request it. I think you can a judge civil trial. The judge, some of them judges are probably pissed off. Not all of them, but some. Right. There's people in the city police department just say, yeah, give them money. So you're not going to have a lot of the cops backing down on the lawsuit. But again, it could go into federal court, and it could be a change of venue. You're not allowed to not protect somebody. You're just not allowed. That's why you have that position. It's malfeasance and misfeasance, and not misfeasance, nonfeasance. It's nonfeasance and malfeasance. They can't call Philadelphia Police Department or Akron Police Department into Minneapolis to enforce the local law. They can't. Well, but that's how it's handled. Woman sitting there beeping her horn straddled before she works herself up into that I'm bigger than life frenzy and tries to run over an officer. She tried to run him over. The only reason she jerked the wheel was probably because she was staring straight down 44 or 9mm or 40 caliber, whatever it is. So again, there is no world where it's okay to do what you did and what you're all doing. That's why Mrs. Good is dead, because you would not enforce the state law and the city law. We have federal agents have no way of doing that. And in fact, because you wouldn't do that, that's why she did it to them, because you're building them up to be the 80th class citizen. Again, I would get that lawsuit together as soon as possible. Justice Department and the FBI need to investigate for criminal charges. Jacob Fry, if he ordered the city police not to protect ICE officers, he violated their civil rights, and he can be charged criminally in federal court. It's the same game they played with me. No, these people were trained. I tell you, for years they were training these people. I think I started telling you in 2007 they were training these people, if I'm not mistaken. When that Soviet emblem came out, I said, they're training these people, these young people. You got to stop them. Radicalizing them, training. I told you that in like 2007. I have to look exactly, but it's when there was a big hoopla that the Soviet emblem was coming back, all the Soviet indicia. So again, the FBI needs to prepare cases for the mayors, separation of federal and state. No, it doesn't exist at that level. There's nobody else to enforce the city law. You're not allowed to let a thug attack somebody. She's a thug in that case. They're doing their job. She's not supposed to be out there. In fact, she's using methods that I described as psychologically harming, which could cause wrong decisions. And the person that showed them how to do it probably knows that. Well, there's no secret that you're not enforcing law because you're depriving those officers of that protection. So again, you've already worked through a billion admissions of felony crime. You admitted to depriving rights under the color of law. Every one of those ICE officers has a right to city protection, the same way everybody else does. In fact, you deprived Mrs. Good the right of city protection because that's how we stop idiots like that from doing idiot stuff. And again, she's dead, yeah, because she's an idiot. And if me, by saying this and doing this, keeps the next idiot alive, then fine. More power to it. Well, you're speaking ill of the dead. And if I don't speak ill of the dead, and if we don't speak ill of the dead, there'll be more dead. because you don't give a shit. You sent out a bunch of fundraising emails and made money off of it. You think Good's wife made money off of it? You should see what these politicians made off of that. Probably over 100 million, I guarantee. So again, they need to begin investigating civil rights violations. What's her name? What's that lady's name? It's not Chopra. No, it's not Deepak Chopra. Unless Deepak Chopra trying to call me. No mind. Is that why it's coming up? I used to talk to him, like briefly, just in the mind. All right. It's about time we move out of DEI to the next thing. Harmeet K. Dillon. Right. I guess he's Sikh or something. Sounds like she's Jot. Sikh. I could be Jot. My name's Moore, right? They actually have a Moore in the Jot Sikhs. Or joke, whatever it is. Ain't have time for those names. Don't have space in the brain. So yeah, that's the next movement. FBI and Civil Rights Division need to figure out what crimes were committed in violation of the officer's civil rights. And if you want, you can send out target letters. Maybe that's what you want to do first. See if you can get them to stop. Send all the mayors, and actually they're already being investigated. So I don't do what you want. You might not want to blow the other investigations. No, you're not allowed the full protection from anybody. And in fact, you know, like I said, Mrs. Good's wife could sue them. And get off of what's this guy's name again? Jack Smith. Jack Smith didn't do anything wrong, believe me. Dotted his I's and crossed his T's. Wasting your time. That's what I'm telling you. Get on something like this case of civil rights violations. Right. I'm always good. As I told you, I am always being hacked. They will change one or two words on every post for like 10 posts. The change in the words is generally designed to insult me. Grinnell, what's that? No, it's actually like I was saying, when they change a lot of the words, like I still fix it and then they change it again. So like when I dictate it, it actually insults me. And I know it's not happenstance. It's probably AI. What happened there? The post is unavailable. And then it says Harmony Dillon. How did I get there? What? Oh, they just deleted his post? I think they may have deleted it. Wait, here. Someone hacked my account. There it is. And it says it's not available. That's weird. Oh, see, somebody's hacking. So like if you go to my page and you try to look at the post that I posted under, it says it's not available. But then I go back over here and it's available. So somebody's hacking X. Could be the H1 Bears. It could be the H1 Bears. Or the Indian spies. One and the same. Oh, maybe I accidentally blocked Cornell. That happens sometimes. No, it doesn't say. It says I'm following. All right, but for some reason I'm here with Harmony. I'm on a post with Harmony K. Dillon. Kind of weird. All right, because Grinnell put it to her some reason. I don't know what's Grinnell. I mean, does Grinnell work for her now? Let me get to you. We need to start investigating deprivation of rights under the color of law in reference to city police departments and state police departments not protecting ICE officers. We'll have to give it to Bondi. She's got enough work anyway. Well, it's going to snow tomorrow. What if that means cocaine shipments? Right. Now, the world actually runs like that. If they wouldn't curse it, we would see like that all the time. But that's right. She doesn't post to it. It might be a tactic to get more likes on one particular each post. But with somebody like me that has to post every 3 hours, kind of mounts them up. Yeah, actually, I should have her email. She should have mine. Since we've been working together for how many years without ever meeting each other. Like 15 years or something. I mean, you've admitted to deprivation rights under the color. You've made public statements. For some reason, you think this is lawful, because I know why. Because you've done it to individuals such as myself over the years. You got yourself. It's called getting yourselves. You got yourselves. Yeah, it's the big one. I think. I think the deprivation of rights under the color. I think it's the big one. Because sometimes it's lesser violations, right? That's the big one. You can, again, conspiracy also. Yeah. Like, what do they say? Mess around, find out. I don't know how many times we told you to stop. You're still doing it after Mrs. Good's death. I mean, all you had to do is see what happened that morning to understand how easy it could have been stopped if the city or the state were doing their job. She straddled across 2 lanes. Nobody gets to do that. Nobody gets to straddle 2 lanes and beep their horn all day, except some cop that's actually doing some sort of real work. No wonder they can't stop themselves, because they've had a no life. This makes them somebody. Now they're the cop. Right. Without any training, without any requirements, without actually lawful behavior. But that might be common to all the cops in Minneapolis, the real ones and the ICE watch ones. Well, they're going to have to stop. Yeah. I'll have to go out to my shed and get my miter saw. I'm building a wood cutting room so I could do my work. I'm not going to be able to go out to the shed and do the work in the next few days. Supposedly going to have inclement weather. Lay out some protection on the table here. Foam protection. Look at work. They probably, like usual, accuse us of setting them up. I did everything I could to try to get him to do the right thing. And again, we have to look at the psychological effects of what they're doing because, right, it may cause them to actually act out against city and state departments, thinking, it's open season. Right? I'm trying to figure out why that officer's crying. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, yeah, I can get teary eyed over things, but I don't get it. They're Tren de Arega. You're sad because they're Tren de Arega, and I don't get it. Unless it's just, crocodile tears so he can look good and get his bribe or something. I don't want to cut me off for the bribes. I sent my kids to college with that money. If they cut me off with a Tren de Arega bribe fund, I won't be able to afford my kids' college. I was planning for a vacation in the Cayman Islands. I've never been there. I know, it's great. I could tape it in the back if I wanted. I don't know if I wanted to. Maybe even better. Although I'd have to find some sort of tape to work. I don't think I have enough duct tape on hand. I might somewhere. I'm gonna have to get my saw here in a second before it gets too cold. I don't think it's going to get cold till the morning. Let's see if my car is locked up. Get my 2x3s out. So I guess we're going to have like an inch of snow or something. It's just all melted. Yeah, I remember Lake Erie area gets a lot of rain and snow. Wish I'd have been here 10 years earlier. I think it actually snowed more up there. Not sure. Every day, the bill for the Justice Department gets bigger. They owe me another $1 million now for my legal advice. Let me get the I ordered a new air filter from Walmart for my battery powered shop vac that I use to plug into my little saw. Keep the sawdust in. Yeah, they got me yesterday. One of my batteries that I use for my mobile or my portable cordless stuff, saws and stuff. Not saws, but actually drills and some other stuff. It got stuck out in the rain. I don't know if it's going to dry and come back to life or not, but it's definitely dead at this point. Sad. Still in good condition. Just expensive. They stole one of my batteries. No doubt.